Hey folks, it's me, Roger, the record junkie, with more records. I don't actually live in Nashville. I live in a little town called Kingston Springs, which is about 25 miles west of Nashville. And recently, a record store opened up in our little town. Now, we're far enough away from Nashville where it's really kind of semi-rural. It's a neat little town. We really like it here. It used to be a resort back in the early 1900s. A train used to run out. People would bathe in the springs. Well, that's no more. There's an old hotel in ruins. So this record store opened, and I was like, wow. I don't know who's going to come all the way out here to go record shopping, but I finally checked it out. I didn't have high hopes, but what do you know? I found some things. The name of the place is Hound Dog Hoovers. Kent Hoover is the owner. I posted some pictures on the Facebook page, and some folks knew this guy. He used to live in D.C. and used to sell at record shows in the D.C. area, and he's retired and now moved to Kingston Springs. In fact, we're neighbors practically, and has opened this little store, Hound Dog Hoovers. Now, I drive by this place literally every day, so I've been there a number of times now. So the first time I was there, he's got a lot of 45s. He's got a jukebox that he plays on Saturdays when the law office isn't open next door, and a lot of jazz 45s, which you don't see. And so I picked this up. Now, I know I say I'm only a picture sleeve guy, but this did have its stock sleeves. This is Miles Davis. Great Expectations on the A side, and The Little Blue Frog on the B side. Now, this came out in 1970, after Bitches Brew, but before, this Great Expectations track didn't show up on album in a more extended version until, I think, Big Fun. I could be wrong about that. And then The Little Blue Frog kind of vanished until the CD era. So this is kind of an obscure Miles Davis thing, and the label's a little rough, but it cleaned up great. Plays super. So I went back today, actually. I was looking through more of those jazz 7-inches, and I picked up another couple. Here's a white label promo, Miles Davis, 7 Steps to Heaven on the A side. Well, it's a double A sided. And Devil May Care is on the B side. Not for resale, radio station copies. This cleaned up great. This sounds awesome. It's a mono. Now, 7 Steps to Heaven, of course, came from the album 7 Steps to Heaven, but this Devil May Care didn't come out on vinyl until, or on an album until Quiet Nights, I think. It's a Bob Doro tune, arranged by Gil Evans. So yeah, cool white label promo. Wasn't even expecting to play these, but they sound great. And check this out, another Miles Davis white label promo, In a Silent Way. It's About That Time, parts 1 and 2. Interestingly, In a Silent Way is on the B side, and It's About That Time's on the A. I guess it's more up-tempo, I don't know. Pretty cool. There were a bunch, like Blue Note, Prestige, Verve. He had a bunch of them. I'll be back. Cheers. And cheers, Kent. Thanks for opening your store in my little town. So albums. Now, I was expecting... He had come to a record show in Murfreesboro, and I had looked at the stuff he brought, and it kind of made me think to not expect much at the store. But actually, he'd held back all the good stuff for the store, and so while he's into blues and Americana and bluegrass and country and that sort of thing, and there's a lot of that there, quality stuff. Not totally my thing, but he had a rock section and a prog section and a jazz section, and so. A British folk section, and I found this. Still in shrink wrap, minty copy of Terry Riley's A Rainbow in Curved Air on Columbia from 1970. What is there to say? This is a big VC fave. Terry Riley, minimalist kind of composer associated with, Phil Glass and Steve Reich and folks like that. He had his own thing going. This is really one of his best records. This really, you put it on, it sounds like it could be a krautrock cosmic freak out kind of thing. Repeating patterns. He plays all the instruments, I believe. Electric organ, electric harpsichord, roxachord, dumbeck, and tambourine. Yeah, really nice. And really good prices. Now, that's the other thing I want to say about Hound Dog Hoovers is very reasonable prices. And this was something, I let it sit for a couple weeks, and I kept thinking about it. I'm like, you know what, I'm going to go get this record. This is pretty obscure. It's the American Music compilation on the Eurock label from 1982. Now, the only name I initially recognized on here is Eddie Jobson, who plays violin on this Jason Martz piece. Jason Martz on piano, Eddie Jobson on violin, and John Luttrell on clarinet. It's credited to all three of them. They might be improvising, although it sounds like contemporary classical music. Anyway, but then there's this other stuff. Dr. Wise has a couple tracks, more of an electronic mode. Richard Bone has one long track, and Anode, which is Dave Keller and Jim Keller and Robert Carlberg. So, pretty obscure little comp. And it was a little pricey. He's like, that people want big bucks for it on Discogs, and sure enough, they do. There's a guy in the U.S. selling this for $300, and I got it for. Well, finally, I kept going back and looking at it. He's like, "I tell you, I'll give it to you for $30," and so I paid $30 for this, and it's a really cool record. Eurock was this label. This guy Archie Patterson apparently started this radio show on the West Coast, and it turned into a label. This is the only thing they ever put out on vinyl. They put out a bunch of cassettes and then later CDs, and this Archie Patterson guy's still going. This is cool. Interesting stuff. All right. Jade Warrior, Where the Sun on Antilles from. This is their last album. Late 70s, early 80s maybe. By this point they're mostly instrumental, quasi-ambient. I love this stuff. I was missing it. It was really cheap. Awesome. Pick this up, Vangelis, Spiral. Kind of like some other Vangelis records I picked up. I like about half of this. Some of it gets into that sort of symphonic, sort of 19th century romantic kind of goopy stuff that it's just not to my taste. But the more electronic-y stuff is really cool. And again, it was cheap. This is on RCA from 1977. Cool cover. And some jazz. This is a nice find. The Art Ensemble of Chicago with Fontella bass, who was married to Lester Bowie at the time. This is a reissue. It originally came out in, I think, 1970 or something like that on the French-American label. And this is a reissue on Prestige from 75 or something like that. Not exactly sure. This is classic record. So, the Art Ensemble of Chicago with these very soulful, sometimes kind of out vocals. It really works. This is classic, and really glad to have it on vinyl. It's got a little water damage at the bottom, but the vinyl plays perfect. And this was really cheap. Les McCann and Eddie Harris, Swiss Movement, live at Montreux from 1969 on Atlantic. This top seam is completely split. It was really, really dirty. It's like $2, $3, something like that. But it cleaned up great. This is excellent. Kind of a jam session. I guess each of them had played a set, and then they got together with members of each of their bands and did this jam session. And Les McCann does, compared to what, it's classic. All acoustic. No, he's not playing electric keyboards on that one. He also had a pretty big UK folk section, which was exciting, and I've left a number of things behind. I'll be back. Upgrade copy of this, The Incredible String Bands, The Hangman's Beautiful Daughter on Elektra from, is this late 60s anyway. It's like their second album, I believe, something like that. Really classic. Yeah. My other copy was really chewed up, and this is significantly better. I, of course, love to have a UK copy, but here's a UK record. John Renbourn Group, The Enchanted Garden on Transatlantic from 1980. This is a gorgeous record with Renbourn in his sort of medieval bag, doing arrangements of, Machaut and it's a Rameau piece. But yeah, it's that sort of fantasy classical turn, and it's lovely. He's got a band with anyway, beautiful, gorgeous. A reissue of the one and only Fotheringay record. This is Sandy Denny's band after leaving Fairport Convention. Originally came out on Island in like 1970, something like that. This is a reissue on Hannibal from I think like late 70s, early 80s, something like that. I believe it's still all analog era, and doesn't have the gatefold, but it's, this is a beautiful record. Her song Nothing More is really fantastic, as is the version of Banks of the Nile that closes the album. I love that stuff. Just a couple more. I found some good stuff. In the American folk section, I found a John Fahey record I didn't have. Rainforests, Oceans, and Other Themes on Varick, which is a division of Rounder. This is a later one from 1985. What's interesting is it was recorded like live in a really nice venue, no audience, but in a nice acoustic space, using 3 mics, probably a Decatree kind of setup, to record it to 45mm film at 30 inches per second on a Fairchild Cooke Moviola. That's how they used to record like classical music in the era before 2-inch tape, because they could really spread that, spread the waveform across a bigger surface. And so this is like an audiophile recording here. I mean, it's really one of the best sounding John Fahey records ever. And it's, he's kind of settled into a thing at this point. So not as experimental as his like 60s and early 70s stuff. But just great guitar playing, really, and just gorgeous sound. So there he is. All right, and finally, so in the picture that I posted on the Facebook page, someone said, "Oh, you should go get that record." I was like, "Yeah, it's a radio promo." So I did. I went back and got it. Gary Newman's The Pleasure Principle on Atco from 1979. Second album, I believe. It has the big hit Cars. I watched a BBC4 documentary about British electropop from this era and really focused a lot on Gary Newman, and kind of reminded me how, I grew up with that stuff. I kind of always thought of it as just pop music, but the electronic synthesizer elements of it, the influence of Kraftwerk and stuff like that is really apparent. And so that was really nice to pick this up and give it a spin. I've said before my 80s collection is really, well, this is 79, but really this is 80s music. It's really spotty, so there's this. All right, 15 minutes, that's not bad. Yeah, if you're ever in Nashville, make a trip out to Kingston Springs and check out Hound Dog Hoover's. Good guy, cool records, great prices. And if you're in town, hit me up, because I live just down the road. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon, because I got more records to show. Bye.